I know a big part of the proposition you offer to brands and agencies is around audience modelling.
Yeah.
How do you apply that to your own marketing strategies?
Yeah, it's interesting that we've gone through this process of applying our own thinking that we previously used the brands and agencies on ourselves, right? So the audience modelling piece is centred around better understanding your target and prospect audience or your existing audience in order to build them out and communicate better with them. And that communicating better piece is what we've actually done ourselves with audience modelling as well. So, simple things actually, like using terms like audience and resonance themselves are resonant with our target audiences.
So how does it work in more depth, just to explain how you would model your audience?
It has a very interesting background. So one of our party tricks has always been using aspects of the law enforcement technology. So we can take someone's Twitter, their tweets essentially, and tell you to within about 5 years how old they are and their gender, whether they're male, female or otherwise. And we get gender pretty much spot on all the time. So it's quite interesting. But those aspects of language are just dimensions in the data for us. And my kind of light bulb moment on a train into a meeting with Twitter one day was, well, given enough data, the dimension is almost limitless, right? So it could be, in Twitter's case, propensity to buy. It could be potential new audience for a musical artist or new audiences for a brand. And the great thing about social is that there's lots of data. so we are almost limitless in that regard, and we can quite easily create new, interesting models. We've done a lot of work profiling brands recently, but in particular, understanding how they resonate with millennials. Everyone wants to know about two sort of groups, millennials and mothers, it seems. And we're really good at that. But it strikes me that the reason people are interested in millennials is because they're the new consumers. So for a brand, they're really important, but it's because they're coming through as this new consumer group, not because of their age per se. So what about the new consumers, the Generation Z? And they're really difficult to get a handle on because traditional research techniques don't apply. You know, if you try to get a group of 14 to 18-year-olds in a room for a focus group, well, they've got to bring a parent or guardian. So you're never going to get a truthful answer out of them while their mum's sat in the corner. And we've developed a way of modelling their language using Twitter, and we've been going through a process of demonstrating how well brands resonate against that group, and comparing groups against each other as well. We've found some interesting things looking at how millennials compare to Generation Z. You would think they're quite close, and you wouldn't be far removed from the truth in terms of their interests and the way that they talk. But there are some big differences. Generation Z are very emotional as a group, but also very open about their emotions. They talk all day, about it, and they're obsessed with followers on Twitter. Millennials don't care; they're more conversational. But Generation Z are, continuously tracking followers.